Amina sat on her bamboo mat in her one-room apartment in Lagos, scrolling through profiles on the dating app Love Match Niger. After months of loneliness, she decided to try something new. Her friend Zubi had insisted, saying, "My sister, love is now online. Go and catch your destiny." Amina hesitated. She wasn't confident about her looks, so she applied several beauty filters: glowing skin, straighter nose, sharper chin, and bright eyes. When she uploaded the photos, even she gasped. "Ah! This must be how angels feel," she murmured, smiling shyly. Minutes later, a handsome man named Depo matched with her. He was tall, caramel-skinned, with a full beard and a confident smile. Their chats flowed smoothly, jokes, dreams, and deep conversations. Amina felt seen for the first time in a long time. But in the back of her mind was a quiet fear: which version of me does he want? Every night, they exchanged voice notes and late-evening chats. Depo had a deep, calming voice that made Amina's heart flutter. He always said, "Amina, you sound like the kind of woman I can build a life with." She blushed, imagining a future that felt too good to be true. She avoided video calls with excuses like poor network and dead battery, but he didn't suspect anything. Amina began to fall deeply for him. She told him about her dream of starting a tailoring shop and leaving her dull office job. Depo admired her ambition and replied, "You deserve the world." Meanwhile, her conscience tugged at her. She feared the day he would finally want to meet. Yet she pushed the thought aside, choosing the sweetness of illusion over the bitterness of truth. One Sunday evening, Depo sent the message that froze Amina's heart: "Let's meet this Saturday at Eco Atlantic. I want to see my queen." Amina's breath caught. She stared at the message, her thumb trembling above the screen. She wanted to say no, but refusing would raise suspicion. After an hour of fear and pacing, she replied with shaky confidence, "Okay, this Saturday." That whole night she couldn't sleep. She imagined him seeing her in person and walking away in disgust. She imagined the embarrassment, the shame, the disappointment. But she also imagined him accepting her, flaws and all. The battle inside her raged until dawn. With 5 days left before the meeting, Amina visited her cousin Halima, a makeup artist known in the neighborhood for transforming faces. "Please help me," Amina begged. "I need to look like my pictures." Halima raised a brow after seeing the edited images. "Ah! You want to recreate heaven on earth? My sister, this one is spiritual," she joked. Still, Halima agreed to help. She spent hours practicing different looks on Amina's face, contouring, highlighting, reshaping. Amina prayed silently that it would be enough. But each time she looked in the mirror, she felt like a counterfeit version of herself. Still, she clung to the hope that makeup could bridge the gap between reality and illusion. As Saturday drew near, Amina became jumpy and easily startled. Every ping from her phone made her heartbeat spike. Her coworkers noticed her stress. "Amina, are you being chased by debt collectors?" one of them teased. She forced a smile, too overwhelmed to explain. Depo, on the other hand, was excited. He sent messages like, "I'm counting down minutes, oh. Can't wait." His enthusiasm stabbed Amina with guilt. She wanted to confess, but the words never formed. Fear kept her trapped in her deception. Saturday arrived with bright harmattan sunlight. Amina sat before Halima's mirror as her cousin began the final makeover. Foundation, concealer, lashes long enough to fan the room, everything layered carefully. By the time Halima finished, Amina barely recognized herself. She looked closer to the filtered version, but still not identical. "You look fine," Halima reassured. "Just be confident. Men love confidence." Amina nodded, but her stomach twisted painfully. She felt like she was walking into Judgment Day. At Eco Atlantic, the ocean breeze swept through the open plaza as people strolled around taking pictures. Depo arrived early, dressed in a crisp white shirt and dark jeans. He kept checking his phone and looking around eagerly. Amina stood a distance away, watching him. He looked even more handsome in person, which worsened her fear. After a long inhale, she walked toward him. "Depo," she called softly. He turned, his face hopeful, then slowly confused. His smile faded. I'm sorry, do I know you?" he asked. Amina's heart dropped. "It's me. Amina." Depo blinked repeatedly, staring as if his brain was trying to reconcile two different images. He pulled out his phone, opened her profile, then looked at her again. "This is not you," he said, his voice flat. Amina's cheeks burned as she whispered, "I used filters, but it's still me." "What kind of filters turn someone into another person entirely?" Depo snapped. People walking nearby glanced curiously at the tension. Amina looked down, feeling exposed and humiliated. She wished the ground would swallow her. "Why would you deceive me like this?" Depo asked, frustration rising. "Do you know how much I looked forward to today?" His tone made her flinch. She swallowed hard. "I was scared you wouldn't like me as I am." "So your solution was to lie," he retorted. His disappointment cut deeper than anger. Amina felt tears gathering in her eyes. "I just wanted someone to see me as beautiful, even if just once." Her voice cracked. Depo sighed deeply, running a hand over his beard. "You should have told me the truth. Honesty would have been better than this." Amina nodded, tears rolling down her cheeks. She didn't argue, she knew she had crossed a line. After a moment of heavy silence, Depo shook his head. "I can't do this. I'm sorry, but I'm leaving." He turned away and walked off without looking back. Amina stood frozen, her painted face streaking with tears. Some people nearby whispered and stared. Amina wiped her face quickly, embarrassed. One elderly woman shook her head and muttered, "Young girls of today and their fake beauty." The word stabbed Amina's heart like a blade. She left the plaza hurriedly, trying not to cry in public. Every step felt heavy, like she was dragging shame behind her. She wished she had never downloaded that app. When she got home, she collapsed on her bed and cried uncontrollably. All the emotions she had suppressed for years burst out: insecurity, loneliness, disappointment. She hated herself for the deception but also hated the world that made her feel unworthy. Halima tried to comfort her, but Amina barely listened. "I'm tired of pretending," she sobbed. Tired of feeling not enough. For the first time, she confronted the deep wound within her. The next morning, Amina sat quietly by her window, watching children play outside. She realized the truth: she had been seeking validation instead of self-love. She depended on filters because she didn't believe her real face deserved affection. She whispered, "If I cannot love myself, who will?" The question lingered in the air like a gentle rebuke. It became the seed of transformation. Amina deleted all her filtered photos and replaced them with natural, unedited ones. Her phone felt lighter afterwards, as if shedding a burden. She also uninstalled the dating app, not out of bitterness, but to give herself time to rediscover who she really was. She began reading self-improvement books and listening to motivational speakers. Slowly, her confidence grew from within rather than from digital illusions. Amina returned to her tailoring passion and started making Ankara bags, selling them online. Customers loved her creativity, and soon orders started pouring in. The work distracted her from negative thoughts and gave her a sense of purpose. Her newfound confidence began to show in her posture, her voice, and her smile. For the first time in years, she looked at herself in the mirror and didn't flinch. 3 months later, Amina met Depo again, unexpectedly, at a local crafts fair. He was surprised when he recognized her. "Amina?" he asked, genuinely unsure. But she looked beautiful in a way makeup couldn't create, confident, glowing, grounded. She smiled politely. "Hello, Depo. There was no bitterness in her tone, just calm maturity. Depo noticed the change immediately. Depo approached her after buying one of her handmade bags. "I owe you an apology," he said. "I shouldn't have embarrassed you that day." I reacted in anger. Amina nodded. "I understand. I wasn't honest either." For a moment, they simply looked at each other, acknowledging the lessons learned. The world had softened both of them. "I see you've transformed," Depo said, genuinely impressed. "You seem happier. More, you." Amina chuckled softly. "I had to learn to love myself first." There was strength in her voice. He hesitated before asking, "Would you like to start again? This time, with the real us?" Amina paused, thinking carefully. She wasn't that desperate girl anymore. After a deep breath, she replied, "I appreciate the offer, but I'm not ready for anything now. I'm still building myself." Her tone was gentle but firm. Depo respected her decision, nodding with admiration. "I understand. And I'm proud of you." They parted ways peacefully, both changed by their shared mistakes. Amina walked home that evening feeling lighter than ever. She realized she no longer needed anyone's validation, not even Depo's. Her journey had taught her that true beauty wasn't defined by filters, but by authenticity and self-worth. As she sat in her room that night, sewing another Ankara bag, she whispered with a smile, "The real me is enough." And for the first time in her life, she fully believed it.